What's up, cinematics? It's Lena. So I saw The Great Gatsby this past weekend and I loved it. Okay, and I'll tell you why I love this movie so much. Initially going into the theater, I was like, this movie's gonna suck, you know? I was like, The Great Gatsby is one of my favorite novels ever. It's super hard to translate into a film. No one's done it before. And this isn't gonna succeed. And Baz Luhrmann, I hate him as a director. I'm sorry, Baz Luhrmann fans. I just can't stand him most of the time. So I had very, very low expectations going in. Before I get into why I love this adaptation of The Great Gatsby, I just need to be clear about something with The Great Gatsby in general. The Great Gatsby is one of the most difficult novels to ever translate into a film. It's because stories come in all different mediums, and as much as people would like to think you can just watch the movie instead of reading the book, you can't, okay? There's so much in a book that will never translate into a movie. And that's why there hasn't been a movie adaptation of The Great Gatsby that has been as incredible and as amazing as the novel itself, because it's just so complex and you can't translate everything from that novel into a movie. You have to pick and choose. And so Baz Luhrmann, with his adaptation of The Great Gatsby, he pick and chose which themes and motifs and symbols he wanted to focus on. I thought the movie was incredible and it was perfectly casted, and just visually it was just stunning. I thought it captured the essence of the 1920s really, really well. I know some people were complaining about how it felt like the movie was at 1.5 speed for a good amount of it, and I thought that actually represented, you know, just the quick pace of the 1920s and, you know, Prohibition and all that was going on at that time. So I thought that was really appropriate that Baz Luhrmann did that in the film. As for the contemporary music, a lot of people I've talked to loved it, but I was one of those people that kind of hated it. I love all the music that was in the film. I love the soundtrack and everything. I just didn't think it was appropriate for The Great Gatsby. I know Baz Luhrmann likes to do that. He likes to play around with contemporary and old and whatnot in his film adaptations. So I guess this is just my personal preference taste that's getting in the way of enjoying it, but I just don't think it was really appropriate a lot of the times. There were some times though when it fit really well, like having Lana Del Rey accompany a lot of the parts, her song Young and Beautiful, which I'm currently obsessed with. I thought that was really appropriate. Some of the Watch the Throne soundtrack was appropriate at times, but other times it was just really, really awkward, and I was like, you could have come up with a better song instead of trying to force these things to work, Baz Luhrmann. As for the acting, everyone was talking about how great Leo was, and Leo was phenomenal. Leo is a great Gatsby because he is so loved and so revered by audiences that I thought he kind of was a good person to have someone who capture what Gatsby really is. He did a really good job, and he did a really good job but very subtly in his facial expressions and the gestures he made to kind of get you to understand what Gatsby was. Carey Mulligan as Daisy was perfect casting in my mind, but honestly, I think the girl who played Jordan Baker just blew everyone else away. I thought she was phenomenal, and she was probably the best actress in that movie, hands down. She's a newcomer too. I'd never seen her before in anything, and so it was just amazing that she just did a phenomenal job. I thought she was a perfect Jordan. She captured just what Jordan was perfectly. Tobey Maguire as Nick Carraway, I mean, that's not really an answer, but he did a good job, but I don't think he would be my first choice for the character. But at the same time, like, who would play Nick Carraway? Because Nick is kind of a very weak character. If you like study and learn about him, he's not the strongest person. He has no sense of identity, and he always looks at other people. And so I guess Tobey Maguire kind of did a good job, you know, capturing that. The guy who played Tom, I don't remember his name, but he was Tom, and having Isla Fisher as Myrtle was just awesome. Like, I thought she did a good job. And so I really love The Great Gatsby. I don't really want to talk about it too much because some of you might not have seen it just yet, but I would highly recommend you go see it. Whether you're gonna love it or you hate it, it's kind of one of those pop culture moments that you just have to be a part of. The Great Gatsby is a novel that many of us read in high school, and it's kind of, you know, an integral part of just the American storytelling history. So I would highly recommend you go see The Great Gatsby. Go in, you know, with an open mind. It's not going to be exactly what you want for The Great Gatsby. There will never be like a perfect film adaptation of The Great Gatsby, so just kind of take it in and enjoy it for what it is. That's what I decided to do, and I love the film because of it. It's not how I would do Gatsby, but I thought it was a good Gatsby film in general. So yeah, Let me know what you thought of The Great Gatsby, you know, comment down below, video response, however you want to do it. Comment also suggestions of movies you want to see me watch. I watched a couple of movies last week. I still haven't decided which one I want to talk about in the next video. But stay tuned to my next video. If you want to follow me, like I always say, social media links will be down below. Please subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, cinematics.